Might say hi. She's not very talkative right now. Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, hi, welcome to my channel. My name is Jade. It is great to have you here. So today I figured we could talk about what I've been reading. It's been a second since I made a video because I recently started a new job and the spring semester has also started. So I've been a bit busy here lately and I haven't been reading as much. I read very sporadically and it's taken me a second to finish books. So that's very unfortunate because I love to read, but I just don't have a lot of my free time anymore, which is okay. But I figured that for the first video back, I could talk about what I've been reading lately. And so let's go ahead and start with the books that I finished. When did I finish them? I think I finished the books that I finished last week. So the first book that I finished last week was Brimstone by Callie Hart. This one's the second book in the Quicksilver, I think it's called the Fae and Alchemy trilogy, or I don't know if it's a trilogy, but it's the Fae and Alchemy series. And so now I'm all caught up again. And if you don't know what Quicksilver is about, it's about our main character. Her name is Saris. She's a human and she's in this world that is controlled by this queen, and she's very domineering. She does not let all the other humans, all of her subjects, have any freedom. And so Saris accidentally gets in trouble with the queen's guards, and while trying to rectify that situation, she accidentally opens up a portal into the Fae realm, falls into the portal, and is now stuck in the Fae world, and she's trying to get back to the human world to be with her brother. But there's a bunch of circumstances that cause her to kind of get stuck over there. She accidentally makes this deal with this Fae warrior, and now she's trying to pay off this debt. She gets mixed up in the politics of that world. It's just very complicated. It's a very complicated situation, but this is the second book to that one, and I don't want to give my full thoughts and opinions in case you haven't read Quicksilver yet. I don't want to spoil anything, but I did decide to give this one a solid 3 stars because I enjoyed some parts of it, but setting aside the grammatical errors that I encountered while reading this book, I feel like that is just something on the editor's part, not the author's part. I just felt like what we were working toward throughout the whole book was not very clear to me. There were multiple times where I was like, okay, I think this is the point of this book, but then something would happen that would kind of take us away from the focus of that, and then we would focus on something else. And another thing I disliked was that there was a lot of problems that would arise that would either immediately get solved or kind of pushed to the back burner, and we never talked about it again. And then like the last 20 pages, something occurred that I was like, okay, what? I felt like had no Easter eggs dropped throughout the book, but all of a sudden, like, this was the main problem that we were going to be focusing on and the main problem of the next book. And I also, after I finished it and was thinking about the book, I think I found a plot hole that I felt like for me, it just unraveled most of the book and kind of left more questions. And so my main point is that, in my opinion, there was a lot of underdeveloped storylines in here, and I just felt like there was so much going on. It really got very convoluted, and I could not enjoy this one as much as I thought I could. But I still would want to continue with the series because, one, I mean, it would be the 3rd book. I'm this invested in it. I spent a lot of money buying these books in general. This book itself was $33, and so it's like, I might as well finish it out. I might as well see what is going to happen with these characters, even though I didn't really enjoy this one as much as I thought I was going to. And then the next book I read was The 13th Child by Aaron A. Craig. I read this one as part of my January buddy read with my friend Jade, and I didn't really like this one. First of all, it was very slow to start. The plot of the book is that this girl, her name is Hazel, she's the 13th child. Her parents have 12 other kids, and she is the 13th and final child that they had, and they didn't really mean to have her. They were wanting to stop at 12 because that was like a good number, but then Hazel came along, and so because throughout the mom's pregnancy with Hazel, she was just like, well, great, I don't want this baby. The dad had the same feelings. A god approaches them and it's basically like, give the baby to me, give birth to the baby, and let me have the baby, let me raise the baby, let the baby be my own. And so they're like, okay. So then Hazel spends her whole life waiting for her godfather, the god of death, to show up. And when he does, he says that he's going to make her into the kingdom's best healer. And then when she grows up, she gets called up to save the king, and she kind of gets involved with all of the royal problems that arise while she's there. But we don't get to the part where she actually goes and tries to save the king until about halfway through the book. And so I thought that that was what we were working towards, but the first half of the book, when she's waiting for her godfather, the god of death, to come, and then trying to figure out her place with her godfather, just felt so drastically different than the end of the book. it just literally felt like two different books, because we're no longer focusing on the dynamic that her and her godfather had and how they were trying to just find a new normal with one another. We were now dealing with her in the castle trying to figure out these problems, and I just didn't like it. I just didn't think it was for me. I just felt like it was a little boring. I really liked the beginning half of it when she's with her godfather and their family dynamics and how complicated it is because he does not know how to be around a human and she does not know how to be around a god. And so I just really didn't like this one. And so I did give it 3.5 stars, which honestly I might drop it to just 3 because I feel like it was pretty much the same as Brimstone. Sorry, I had to put my hair up. It was bothering me. But now moving on to what I'm currently reading. I'm currently in the middle of 2 books. The Great Alone by Kristen Hanna. I am on chapter 11, 177 pages into it, and I'm really enjoying this one. The family dynamics in this one are getting to me. I'm really liking this one. But if you don't know what this one's about, it's about our main character. Her name is Lenny. It's 1974. She's 13 years old. Her dad comes home from the Vietnam War a changed man. And he kind of is a little antsy of where the world is going. And so he decides to move his family to Alaska. Lenny's mom, Cora, she loves her husband. She would do anything to please him. And so she decides, okay, let's move to Alaska. There's nothing for us in Alaska. We do not know how to live off the land. We have no money. This is going to be a very difficult change of scenery for us, but she believes that it'll be good with her husband and his undiagnosed PTSD, his nightmares, everything. So they get to Alaska, and at first it seems like it was the good choice to make, but then winter starts approaching, the days start getting colder, the nights start getting longer, the sun starts not rising anymore. But as they continue to live there, both Cora and Lenny realize that not only are they going to have to protect themselves from the beasts outside, like the weather, like the many animals that could kill them, but they're also going to try to have to protect themselves from the beast inside, which is their father. And throughout the whole book, it hints that the winter makes you crazy, that it makes you do crazy things, that being in the endless dark, the endless cold makes the average man just go a little crazy. And so that's kind of what the book is about. Right here it reads, the sweeping, unforgettable portrait of human frailty and resilience spans the decades in a place of incomparable beauty and danger, where family learns the truth about the wildness that lives in both man and nature. I feel like I'm hitting just the tip of the iceberg with this book. I am this much into it, but again, winter just now came. We're still in the first year that they've lived here. Something horrible already happened, and so things are definitely going to take the turn for the worse right now. But I'm really enjoying this one, and I cannot wait to finish it and find out what's going to happen. It's taken me forever to pick this one up, but I'm finally glad that I'm choosing to do so now. As for what I hope to read once I finish those, I have had my eyes on All In by Jennifer Lynn Barnes and The Most Wonderful Crime of the Year by Ali Carter, but it has been taking me a second to get through these books, like I said, because I've been right now currently a little under the weather. My throat has been hurting. I've been very stuffy, and I just haven't felt like 100%. But on top of that, the spring semester just started, so I've been trying to get a routine in with my new job also. That's the third reason. I recently started a new job, so whenever I'm not at school, I am working, and I even work on the weekends. And so I barely have any free time for myself, and when I do, I feel like the only thing I want to do is either just like something mindless, like scroll on my phone or take a nap. But those are the books that I've been reading, the books that I'm currently reading, and the books that I plan to read. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope I'll see you on the next one. Bye.